Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And in this video we are taking a look at the Netflix Witcher Roach figure. It's not really a figure, it's more of a horse. Well, it is a horse. I'm really excited about this because I've been trying to get my hands on a sort of 1/12 scale horse for quite some time now, and there's not a huge amount of them on the market, not articulated ones anyway. There's the ones from the Lord of the Rings from way back when, and there's a few that have popped up, but this looks like a really good option. Here is the back of the box showing obviously the Witcher on him in a nice dramatic pose. And just for clarification, you can't get it into that pose without use of a stand because it is too top heavy. But the detail on it is fantastic and it is very articulated. As it says here on the back of the box, 22 moving parts, which is really cool. What does strike me as funny is it's by McFarlane Toys, but it quite clearly states on the front here, not a toy. This is for 14 plus, so this is aimed at collectors. This is not aimed at being a child's toy, which I don't know how the clarification of those things work, but either way, here it is, a 1/12 scale horse. Now, of course, it is Roach from the TV show The Witcher. Now, I am not going to get into detail about the show or about, of course, the horse. I'm just going to talk about it as an action figure horse because I'm predominantly a Marvel Legends collector and I've been looking for a decent articulated horse to put in some of my action figure photography and stuff like that, and I think this might be the one. As you can see here, there's a nice bit of articulation in the legs. You can move the feet around, you can move the legs around. Now, I haven't fully pushed this to its potential, but there's a lot of movement there, so there's a lot of options for different poses. Obviously, I'd have to have a look at some reference pictures for sort of how horses gallop and walk and trot and all those kind of things, because I want to make it look realistic. I don't want it to look weird. Now, I'm just trying here to kind of get it into the pose that was on the back of the box, and there is no way that this would stand up on its own. I mean, maybe with a little bit of balance you might be able to get it, but it's definitely not a sustainable pose. With that said though, the use of props and stands and all those kind of things, I'm sure you could get him into some really cool poses. Now, this I actually found in a discount store. It retails at about £35, I believe, but this was in discount store, so it was reduced right down. So that's why I decided to pick it up, because I thought, what's better than a 1/12 scale horse? A 1/12 scale horse at discount. So yeah, really pleased with it. The detail on his pack and saddle and that is really cool, and he comes with one accessory, which is of course a sword. Now, there's a sheath here, so the sword fits nicely into the sheath, but yeah, there's definitely a sheath there, so you can use it for other weapons and other swords and staffs and all that kind of stuff. The detail on the head is really nice, and the detail on all the buckles, like you've come to expect with a lot of McFarlane Toys, they really don't hold back on the sculpting. So there's a lot of effort that's gone into the sculpting and the details, especially here on the saddle and all the pack and everything that goes around him. The reins there, they're quite movable. They're not totally kind of like floppy, if that makes sense, but there is a lot of movement in them there. There's another sheath there on the other side, but it does only come with one sword. But if you've got a character that carries two swords or more than one weapon, then of course you can use that sheath. And the mane is all over to one side, as you can see here. There's a nice bit of detail on the horse, making it look very much like the horse in the show. Just close up there on the other sheath, and as you can see, the swords on that side and the empty sheath on that side. But yeah, I mean, as far as the detail goes, it's very cool. Now, as I said, predominantly I'm a Marvel Legends collector, so I just grabbed the kind of nearest suitable figure, should we say, and that's Old Man Hawkeye. I think he would be on a horse. So I'm just going to kind of get him into a pose to see if he fits. Now, I can see here the stirrups are pushed back quite far, so I'm going to see if I can move those around. But you do need to get the legs quite wide, a lot wider than you would to put on one of the motorcycles or one of the rider series, because it's quite a thick body on this horse. So there you go, the stirrups move around quite nicely, so I'm going to be able to get his foot into that. So yeah, he looks alright on it. I'm not, actually quite pleased. I mean, it does maybe a little bit oversized, but then again, horses are all different sizes anyway, so it depends what breed it is and how big it grew, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more leeway than there is in like a vehicle, for example, because yeah, horses grow at different sizes. But I actually think he looks alright on there. I think that looks quite good. It's quite in scale. The horse doesn't look overly big or small, and the character on top doesn't look overly big or small. So yeah, I think it's a winner. I'm really looking forward to getting him into some action figure photography and playing around with some of the poses and stuff. Let me just swap the head out with the Old Man Logan head, because he's got like a cowboy hat on. So that's the Old Man Hawkeye body with the Old Man Logan or Old Man Wolverine head on, so he's got a bit more of a cowboy vibe going on. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play around with. Yeah, definitely pick one of these up if you get a chance, because it's a good horse. It's a good action figure accessory vehicle. I don't know how you'd clarify it, but this is definitely a winner for me. And the upside compared to some of the older horses, like the Lord of the Rings ones, is the sculpting is much more modern on it. Here's Captain Britain on top of him, because Captain Britain would ride a horse, like why not? He's also a bigger Marvel Legends figure than the ones I just showed you, so he looks a little bit more comfortable on the top of the horse, shall we say. But yeah, overall it is an absolute winner. Do go and pick one up if you get an opportunity to do so. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. I'm off to take some photographs of this. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you soon.